Commander Hanta stared at the screen, his tired eyes trying to make sense of the data patterns. For 3 weeks, he had noticed something strange in the deep space readings. At first, he thought it was just a technical error. Now he wasn't so sure. "Computer, run the analysis again," he ordered, taking a sip of cold coffee. The laboratory was silent this late at night. Most of his colleagues at Earth's Unified Defense Initiative had gone home hours ago. Han preferred working when the building was empty. The quiet helped him think. The computer beeped. Analysis complete. Anomaly confirmed. Han leaned forward. There it was again. A pattern too regular to be natural, too complex to be random. The signal originated from beyond Neptune's orbit. Yet it wasn't coming from any known celestial body. "What are you?" he whispered. Han had joined the UDI 5 years ago after a distinguished career in theoretical physics. Earth governments had created the organization after several unexplained phenomena in the outer solar system raised concerns about possible extraterrestrial activity. Most people thought it was paranoia. Han was beginning to think otherwise. He downloaded the data to his personal device and locked his workstation. The hallways were empty as he made his way to Director Lee's office. Even at this hour, Han knew the director would still be working. "Come in," Director Lee called after Han knocked. The older man looked up from his desk. "Commander Ta, it's nearly midnight." "Sir, I found something you need to see." Han placed his device on the desk and pulled up the strange signal patterns. For 15 minutes, he explained his findings, how the signal appeared to be some form of communication, how it had been increasing in frequency over the past month, and most importantly, how it seemed to be directed specifically at Earth. Director Lee's expression grew increasingly grave. "And you're certain this isn't from any of our probes, or other nations' satellites?" "Positive, sir. The signal originates from a location where we have nothing." "And the complexity?" Han shook his head. "This isn't human technology. I want a full report by morning. Say nothing to anyone else yet." Han nodded and was about to leave when his personal phone vibrated. He frowned when he saw it was Jisoo calling so late. "Excuse me, sir." He stepped out into the hallway. "Jisoo, is everything?" His wife's panicked voice cut him off. "Han, it's Eun. Something's wrong. We're at the hospital. She collapsed during her piano lesson. They don't know what's wrong." Han's heart raced. "Which hospital?" "Central Memorial." "Please hurry." "I'm coming now." Han rushed back into the director's office. "Sir, family emergency. My daughter." Director Lee waved him off. "Go. We'll discuss this tomorrow." The drive to the hospital felt endless. Han's mind raced between concern for Yun and thoughts about the strange signal. Was it just coincidence that both were happening at once? At the hospital, Han found Jisoo pacing in the emergency waiting area, her face streaked with tears. "Where is she?" he asked, pulling his wife into an embrace. "They took her for tests. Han, she just collapsed. No warning. She was fine 1 minute, playing her recital piece. Then she started shaking and fell over. The doctors said her symptoms don't match anything they've seen." A doctor approached them. "Mr. and Mrs. Ta, I'm Dr. Park. We've done initial tests on Eun, but we're still unsure what's causing her condition. Her brain activity is highly unusual, and she's running a fever that isn't responding to medication. Can we see her?" Jisoo asked. "Briefly. She's conscious, but very weak." They followed Dr. Park to a small room where 8-year-old Eun lay in a hospital bed, looking tiny among the machines monitoring her. Her normally bright eyes were dull with fever, her skin pale. "Appa, Iama," she whispered when she saw them. Jisoo rushed to her side, taking her small hand. Han stood frozen for a moment, struck by how fragile his daughter looked. "The doctors are going to make you better," he said, finally moving to her bedside. Eun's eyes locked with his. "The stars are talking, Appa," she mumbled. "They're saying scary things." Han felt a chill run through him. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" But Yun had closed her eyes, drifting back to sleep. Dr. Park ushered them out. She needs rest. We'll run more tests in the morning. That night, Han stayed at the hospital while Ji-Soo went home to pack some clothes. As he sat beside Yun's bed, his phone buzzed with a message from Director Lee. Signal frequency increasing. Come in as soon as possible. Han looked at his sleeping daughter, then at the message. Something told him these events were connected. The timing was too perfect to be coincidence. As dawn broke, Han stepped outside the hospital room to make a call to his colleague, Dr. Sun. I need you to run additional analyses on that signal data, he instructed quietly, and check if there are any reported cases of unusual illnesses in the past 48 hours. Unusual how? Dr. Sun asked. High fever, neurological symptoms, not responding to treatment, specifically in children. There was a pause. There have been 17 cases reported globally since yesterday. All children between 7 and 10. All started the same way. Han ended the call and stared out the window at the rising sun. Whatever was coming from deep space wasn't just sending signals anymore. It had already reached Earth. Han hadn't slept in 36 hours. He moved between the hospital and the UDI laboratory, checking on Yun and analyzing the mysterious signal. The doctors had no answers for Yun's condition, which was now happening to children worldwide. At the lab, the signal had become stronger and more complex. Commander Tae, you need rest, said Dr. Sun, looking concerned as Han rubbed his bloodshot eyes. I can't, Han replied. Not until I understand what's happening. The lab computers suddenly flickered. Screens went black, then displayed strange symbols flowing like water across the monitors. Security breach, Dr. Sun shouted, typing frantically. I can't stop it. Han stared at the symbols. They were reorganizing, transforming into Korean characters. Commander Han-ta, the screens read. We must speak. Alone. Dr. Sun backed away from her computer. What is this? Get the director, Han ordered, never taking his eyes off the screen. When Dr. Sun left, new text appeared. We are the Vora. We have been observing your species for centuries. Your daughter's condition is our doing. Han felt ice in his veins. Why? He typed. To get your attention. You discovered our communication network. You are unusually perceptive for a human. Han's hands shook as he typed. Cure my daughter. We can. We can cure all affected children. That is one option. What's the other option? In 2 Earth rotations, our advanced fleet will arrive in your solar system. Your primitive defenses cannot stop us. But you, Han-ta, can help your species survive. Han swallowed hard. How? You have access to Earth's planetary defense systems. Disable them. Provide us with access codes to military installations. Ensure our arrival meets no resistance. And if I do this, your daughter will be cured immediately. Your family will be protected during the transition. Many humans will survive to serve. Han's hand hovered over the keyboard. And if I refuse, your daughter will die within 48 hours, as will the other affected children. When we arrive, we will have no reason to show mercy. Billions will perish. The door opened behind Han as Director Lee and security personnel rushed in. Commander Tae, step away from that computer, Director Lee ordered. The screen flashed once more before going blank. 72 hours. Commander, save your family or save your world. Your choice. Security isolated the computer system while Han explained what had happened. Director Lee's face grew grimmer with each word. This changes everything, the director said. If they can target specific children globally, their technological capabilities are beyond our understanding. Sir, my daughter, I understand your position, Commander, but we're talking about the future of humanity. Han's phone rang. It was Ji-Soo. Han, come quickly. Yun is worse. Her voice broke with sobs. At the hospital, Han found chaos. Doctors rushed between rooms as monitors beeped warnings. Yun's room was crowded with medical staff. Her brain activity is off the charts, Dr. Park explained. Her fever has reached dangerous levels. We're trying everything, but nothing works. Jae-soo clung to Han. What's happening to our baby? Han held his wife, watching helplessly as the doctors fought to stabilize Yun. Over Jisoo's shoulder, he noticed a small black device on the windowsill that hadn't been there before. When the medical team stepped out, Han examined it. The device was smooth, made of material he'd never seen before. When he touched it, it projected a holographic image, a tall, slender being with iridescent skin and large liquid eyes. Commander Han-ta, the being said in perfect Korean. I am Niv, envoy of the Vora Collective. Han positioned himself between the projection and Jisoo. What do you want from me? Your species has something we need. Resources, genetic material, living space. We have exhausted our world. Earth is suitable for our needs. There are billions of us, Han said. We won't surrender our planet. You misunderstand. Resistance is not an option. The only question is how many humans survive. Niv's large eyes blinked slowly. You have been identified as optimal for our purposes. You have the access we require and sufficient motivation. The alien gestured toward Ian. Your daughter's condition is easily reversed. This is not cruelty, merely efficiency. We need your cooperation. You're asking me to betray my entire species. I'm offering you a choice many others will not have. Save your family or watch them die with billions of others. Niv's voice remained calm, as if discussing the weather. The defense systems you helped design are the only technology on Earth that could cause us minor inconvenience. Disable them. Han glanced at Ian, then at Jisoo, who was watching him with confusion. Who are you talking to? She asked. Han realized Jisoo couldn't see the projection. It's nothing, he lied. Just thinking out loud. Niv continued. You have 72 hours. We've provided a communication device. When you've made your decision, simply touch it and speak. For your daughter's sake, choose wisely. The projection vanished. The black device melted into a puddle and disappeared, leaving no trace. Han, what's going on? Jisoo asked, her voice trembling. You're scaring me. Han embraced his wife, his mind racing. I need to make a call, he said. I may know someone who can help Ian. Outside the hospital room, Han called Director Lee. They've contacted me directly, he said quietly. They gave me 72 hours to sabotage our defenses. If I do, they'll cure Ian and spare my family. If not. Director Lee was silent for a moment. What are you going to do? Han watched through the window as Jisoo stroked Eun's forehead. I don't know, he admitted. I honestly don't know. Han paced the small conference room at UDI headquarters, where Director Lee had gathered a small team of specialists. The digital clock on the wall showed 58 hours remaining until the Vora deadline. Han hadn't slept more than a few minutes at a time, catching moments of rest in hospital chairs and office couches. What we discuss in this room does not leave this room, Director Lee told the assembled group. The public would panic if they knew. 5 people sat around the table. Han, Director Lee, Dr. Sun, the xenobiologist, Colonel Kim from Military Defense, and Dr. Min, a specialist in electromagnetic signals. They were the only ones Han trusted with the truth. The aliens call themselves the Vora, Han explained, showing the recorded conversation from his hospital encounter. They've infected 17 children globally, including my daughter. They want me to disable our planetary defense grid in exchange for a cure. Dr. Sun raised her hand. I've been studying blood samples from 3 of the affected children. The pathogen is unlike anything I've seen. It seems almost synthetic, designed specifically to target developing neural pathways in children. Can you cure it? Han asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Dr. Sun looked down. Not yet, but if I could study the biological agent more closely, I might be able to synthesize something. I need more information about Vora biology. Colonel Kim tapped a stylus against the table. My team has been running simulations based on what little we know of their technology. If they can target specific individuals with illness from deep space and bypass all our communication security, their technological advantage is substantial, but not insurmountable, Dr. Min interjected. Their signal has patterns. Complex, yes, but still patterns. I believe they're using quantum entanglement for instantaneous communication. If we could disrupt that somehow. Director Lee nodded. Work your angles. We need options beyond surrender or extinction. Commander Ta will coordinate your efforts while maintaining the appearance of normal operations. Han started to protest. Sir, I need to be with my daughter. Your wife is with her, Director Lee said firmly. Right now, you're the only link we have to the Vora. They chose you specifically. That's our advantage. After the meeting, Han approached Dr. Sun privately. If I got you a sample of the actual biological agent, could you work faster? Possibly, but how would you get that? Han showed her the place on his palm where the black communication device had melted away. They left something behind. Microscopic traces, but maybe enough. Dr. Sun took a skin sample from Han's palm while Colonel Kim prepared a secure lab for her work. Dr. Min began analyzing the Vora signal patterns more deeply, searching for weaknesses. Han called Ji-Soo at the hospital. Any change? The doctors say her brain activity is still abnormal, but her fever has stopped rising. Ji-Soo's voice was hoarse from crying. When are you coming back? Soon, he promised. There's work I need to finish first, work that might help Yun. She keeps saying strange things when she wakes up, Ji-Soo said, about stars and visitors and choices. It scares me. Han's stomach tightened. Record what she says. It might be important. At the 48-hour mark, Han visited the hospital again. Yun was awake but weak, her eyes glassy. Appa, she whispered when she saw him. The star people talk through me. Han sat beside her bed. What do they say, sweetheart? They're scared, Appa. Their home is dying. They need a new one. Yun's small hand gripped his with surprising strength. But they're also angry. Some of them want to hurt us. Some don't. Han leaned closer. They don't all agree. The cold ones are in charge now. They don't care about us. Yun's eyes drifted closed. The others are sad about what's happening. Han rushed back to UDI with this information. Dr. Sun met him at the entrance, her eyes bright with excitement. I've isolated the compound, she said. It's incredible. The pathogen isn't designed to kill. It's a neural enhancer, creating a connection between the children's minds and the Vora communication network. That's why the children are saying strange things about stars and visitors. Can you reverse it? I'm working on a counteragent now. But there's something else. Dr. Sun lowered her voice. The biology of this thing suggests the Vora themselves are not uniform. There are distinct genetic markers that indicate different subspecies or factions. Han remembered Un's words about cold ones being in charge. They might not be united in this invasion plan. Colonel Kim joined them, looking grave. We've analyzed their approach vector based on deep space telemetry. Their advanced ships will reach our outer defense grid in 22 hours. We're mobilizing everything we have, but based on their technology demonstration. He didn't finish the sentence. What about the communication disruption? Han asked. Dr. Min appeared, looking exhausted but determined. I've identified the quantum frequency they're using. In theory, we could create interference, but we'd need massive power directed at precise coordinates. The lunar array, Han suggested. If we redirect the solar collection panels, we might generate enough energy. Director Lee approved the plan. Han would coordinate the defense effort while Dr. Sun continued working on a cure. As Han prepared to return to the hospital with the first test version of Dr. Sun's counteragent, the black communication device suddenly reappeared on his desk. The holographic image of Niv flickered into existence. Your time is nearly expired, Commander Ta. Have you made your decision? Will you save your daughter or doom her along with your species? Han faced the alien projection. I need more time. My daughter says not all Vora want this invasion. Is that true? Niv's expression changed slightly. Your child is more receptive than expected. Interesting. The aliens seem to consider something. I will extend your deadline by 6 hours. No more. Use this time wisely, Commander. The projection vanished, leaving Han with a crucial piece of information. There was indeed division among the Vora, and somehow Yun was key to understanding it. Han sat beside Yun's hospital bed, watching Dr. Sun administer the test counteragent. Jisoo held their daughter's other hand, her face showing both hope and fear. The small dose was just enough to test the treatment's safety, not enough for a full cure. It will take about an hour to see if there's any effect, Dr. Sun explained, checking Yun's vital signs. I'll stay and monitor her. Han nodded gratefully. I need to step out for a while. There's something I need to check. Jisoo looked up sharply. Again. Han, what's so important that you keep leaving when our daughter is like this? Han couldn't tell her the full truth. Not yet. Jisoo, I promise you, everything I'm doing is to help Yun. In the hospital hallway, Han found a quiet corner and opened his secure tablet. Dr. Min had sent new data about the Vora communication patterns. Han studied the complex waveforms, looking for anything useful. Something caught his attention. A secondary signal pattern, weaker than the main transmission but following a distinctly different rhythm. Han called Dr. Min immediately. There's a second signal hidden within the main one. Can you isolate it? I noticed that too, Dr. Min replied. It's like someone is piggybacking on the main transmission. Give me an hour. Han next checked in with Colonel Kim. The lunar array was being repositioned to target the coordinates where the Vora ships would likely appear. Earth's military forces were on high alert, though only a handful of people knew the real reason why. When Han returned to Yun's room, he found Dr. Sun examining his daughter with visible excitement. Her neural patterns are stabilizing, she reported. The counteragent is working, at least partially. Her fever is dropping. Jisoo wept with relief. Does this mean she'll get better? We need a stronger dose for a complete cure, Dr. Sun said. But this proves we're on the right track. Yun opened her eyes, clearer than they had been in days. Appa, I had a strange dream. I was talking to someone. Not the cold voices, but others. They were trying to tell me something important. Han leaned closer. What did they say, Yun? They said they don't want war. They said the cold ones are lying to everyone. Yun frowned, trying to remember. They showed me pictures of their home. It's not dying like the cold ones say. They just want to take our world because it's easier than fixing their problems. Han's phone rang. It was Dr. Min. Commander, I've isolated that secondary signal. It's definitely coming from within the Vora communication network, but it's being deliberately hidden from the main channel. I think it's an internal transmission not meant for us to see. Can you trace it back to its source? Better than that. I think I can open a channel. But I'll need more power and a direct quantum interface. Han thought quickly. Meet me at the Quantum Communications Lab in 30 minutes. After assuring Jisoo he would return soon and asking Dr. Sun to stay with them, Han hurried to UBI headquarters. Dr. Min was already setting up equipment when he arrived. This is highly experimental, she warned. We're essentially trying to hack into an alien network using technology we barely understand. We're out of options, Han replied. How long until the Vora deadline? 4 hours and 17 minutes. They worked quickly, connecting the quantum interface to UDI's most powerful computers. Using the pattern from the secondary signal as a guide, they created a transmission that mimicked its structure. Ready, Dr. Min said finally, but I can't guarantee who or what will answer. Han nodded. Send it. For several minutes, nothing happened. Then the screens flickered, displaying symbols similar to those Han had seen before, but in a different arrangement. The symbols rearranged themselves into Korean text. Who reaches through the hidden path? Han typed carefully. Commander Han Tot of Earth. I seek those who oppose invasion. There was a long pause before a response appeared. Verification required. The child who speaks to both worlds. What message did she receive? Han thought of Eun's words. Your world is not dying. The cold ones lie to justify taking ours. Another pause, longer this time. Then the screens change, showing a holographic image of Avora, similar to Niv, but with subtle differences, softer features, eyes that seem to hold more emotion. I am Tala, speaker for the Council of Harmony. We have little time. The military directorate, your cold ones, have taken control of our government. They plan to use Earth as a colony world, displacing your species to make room for our own. But Niv said your world was dying, Han argued. Propaganda, Tala replied. Our world faces challenges, but nothing that justifies this action. The Directorate sees conquest as simpler than sustainable development. Tala's expression showed what Han interpreted as sadness. Many Vora oppose this plan, but we have been silenced. The children who were made sick, a military technology we developed for communication, perverted into a weapon. We can help you cure them, but first we must stop the advance fleet. Hope flared in Han's chest. How? The fleet obeys command protocols. If we could transmit the proper authentication codes, we could order them to stand down. But we need a powerful transmission array, more powerful than anything we can access without alerting the Directorate. Han exchanged looks with Dr. Min. We have the lunar array being prepared right now. Perfect, Tala said. But we need someone who can interface directly with our communication network to transmit the codes. The children, Han realized. That's why they were targeted. They can connect to your network. Yes. The neural enhancer creates a bridge between our communication systems and human minds, but it would be dangerous for a child to attempt full connection. Han stood straighter. What about an adult? Could I do it? Tala studied him. It would be extremely risky. Your neural pathways are not as adaptable as a child's. The strain could cause permanent damage. But it could work. Theoretically, yes. Han made his decision. Send me what I need. I'll do it. As Dr. Min recorded the necessary protocols from Tala, Han called Director Lee to explain the plan. It was dangerous and based on trust in an alien faction they'd just discovered, but it was their best chance. The choice is yours, Commander, Director Lee said finally. But remember, if you're wrong about these Council of Harmony Vora, you're risking everything. Han ended the call and stared at the image of Tala. How do I know I can trust you? You don't, Tala admitted. But ask yourself this. If our intention was simply conquest, why would we offer a choice at all? Why not simply attack without warning? It was a valid point. The Vora could have invaded without any communication if their technology was as advanced as it seemed. Han made one more call, to the hospital, to hear Yun's voice. She sounded stronger already. I'll be home soon, he promised her. Very soon. The Lunar Array Control Center buzzed with tense activity as Han was strapped into a modified neural interface chair. Dr. Sun had arrived from the hospital with the final version of the counteragent, which would be administered to Han before the procedure. This will help your brain handle the Vora neural patterns, she explained, injecting the blue liquid into his arm. But I can't promise there won't be side effects. Han nodded. How is Yun? Improving. The small dose is working. Jisoo is with her. Dr. Sun hesitated. I told her you were undergoing an experimental procedure that might help all the affected children. Director Lee checked his watch. 1 hour until the Vora deadline. The advance fleet has been detected approaching Neptune's orbit. Colonel Kim monitored the defense systems. All weapons are ready, but based on their technology, they may not do much good. Dr. Min made final adjustments to the neural interface. The lunar array is aligned to the coordinates Tala provided. We're routing the command codes through your neural implant. Once connected, you'll need to authenticate and transmit the stand-down order. Han closed his eyes as the interface activated. At first, he felt nothing. Then a wave of dizziness hit him, followed by a rush of information too fast to process. Colors and sounds blended together in a disorienting flood. His vital signs are spiking, Dr. Sun warned. Heart rate and brain activity off the charts. Han couldn't hear her anymore. He was somewhere else, floating in a vast network of light and information. He could sense countless minds connected to this system, most unaware of his presence. He followed the pathway Tala had described, moving toward a central control node. A presence blocked his way, cold and suspicious. Human, Niv's voice echoed in Han's mind. "You do not belong here. Your time has expired." "I've made my decision," Han responded, focusing on projecting strength. "And you have chosen poorly," Niv replied. "The invasion continues. Your family will not be spared." Another presence joined them, warmer, familiar. Tala. "He is here by right of negotiation, military commander," Tala addressed Niv. "The Council of Harmony has recognized his petition." "The Council has no authority in military matters," Niv snapped. "Perhaps not alone," said Tala. As she spoke, more presences gathered around them. Dozens, then hundreds of Vora minds, all supporting Tala. But we are not alone. Back in the control center, Han's body convulsed as the neural load increased. "He's seizing," Dr. Sun shouted, rushing to stabilize him. "Don't disconnect him," Dr. Min warned. "If we break the connection now, we could lose everything." In the neural space, Han fought through the disorientation, focusing on the authentication codes Tala had provided. He could sense Niv trying to block him, trying to sever his connection. "You cannot stop us," Niv insisted. "Our ships are already here." "Yes," Han acknowledged. "But they still follow Vora law, don't they? They still respond to proper authority." With a tremendous mental effort, Han pushed past Niv's barriers and reached the command node. He input the authentication codes, feeling each symbol resonate through the network. Tala and her supporters bolstered his efforts, amplifying the signal. In the control center, the monitors showed the lunar array activating, directing a powerful beam toward the approaching Vora fleet. "Transmission successful," Colonel Kim reported, but no change in the fleet's approach. Han wasn't finished. In the neural space, he gathered every bit of information he had learned about the Vora, their divided society, their true environmental situation, their military leadership's deception. He packaged it all together with Dr. Sun's research on the counteragent and human medical science. "This is my offer," Han projected to the entire Vora network. "Not surrender, not war, but partnership. Earth can help solve your environmental challenges through scientific exchange. We can share knowledge without conquest." He felt the surprise ripple through countless Vora minds as his message spread. Many had been told humans were primitive, incapable of advanced thought or cooperation. "The human speaks truth," Tala announced, supporting Han's message. "Their scientist has already found a way to counter our neural enhancer technology. Imagine what else we could learn from them as allies rather than subjects." Niv fought back. "They are resources to be used, not equals to be consulted." But the tide was turning. Han could feel the shift in the collective Vora consciousness as the truth spread. In the control center, Colonel Kim suddenly straightened. "The fleet is stopping. They've halted just beyond the orbit of Mars." Director Lee leaned forward. "Are they preparing to attack?" "No, sir. They're realigning. Some vessels are changing course, returning toward the outer system." On the neural plane, Han witnessed the Vora Military Directorate losing control as more of their kind joined the Council of Harmony's position. Niv's presence diminished, outvoiced by the growing consensus. Tala approached Han's consciousness. "You have done what we could not, human. You have broken the Directorate's information monopoly. The Council will establish direct diplomatic communication with your world leaders." "And the children?" Han asked. The cure is already being transmitted. All affected children will recover fully. With that promise secured, Han allowed himself to be guided back to his physical body. The return was jarring. Suddenly he was aware of pain, of voices shouting, of hands holding him steady. "He's back," Dr. Sun called out. "Stabilizing now." Han opened his eyes, vision blurry but gradually focusing on the concerned faces around him. "Did it work?" he managed to ask. Director Lee nodded. His usual stern expression softened with something like wonder. "The Vora fleet has stood down. We're receiving transmission requests on multiple channels from what they're calling the Council of Harmony." Han tried to sit up, but his body felt impossibly heavy. "I need to see Yun and Jisoo." 3 days later, Han sat in a hospital room watching Yun color a picture. All 17 affected children had recovered completely, their enhanced neural pathways returning to normal human parameters, but retaining unusual language learning abilities, a side effect that would help in future human-Vora communications. Jisoo squeezed Han's hand as they watched their daughter. "You never have to tell me exactly what happened," she said quietly. "But I know you did something important." Han smiled tiredly, still recovering from the neural strain. Through the window, he could see news crews gathered outside the hospital. The world was still adjusting to the knowledge that humanity was not alone in the universe. "I didn't save the world," he told Jisoo. "We all did, humans and Vora together. We just needed to find a better choice than the one we were given." Yun looked up from her drawing, a colorful depiction of Earth with strange, elegant ships hovering peacefully above it. "The star people aren't cold anymore, Appa," she said with a child's simple certainty. "They're learning to be warm again."